Hello everyone. In our previous video, we looked into the basics of VAT, how the VAT system works. Now we're going to move forward into Oman VAT. So if you still have any doubts or clarifications on VAT system or basics of VAT, do refer the previous video. This is me, Joel Bruce, Senior Consultant at Alchemist Accounting. So let's start with getting registered with Oman VAT. We know each tax authority have their own rules and regulations which one should follow to get VAT registered. Let's start with the timeline for VAT registration. Under Oman VAT, we do have registration timelines which are being categorized according to our annual value of supplies, and each timeline do have an effective date of registration. So coming down to the first category, where the annual value of supplies exceeds or is expected to exceed 1 million Oman Riyal. Your registration timeline would be from 1st of February 2021 to 15th of March 2021. And the effective date of registration would be 16th of April 2021. The second category, where the annual value of supplies is between 1 million Oman Riyals and 500,000 Oman Riyals. Your registration timeline would be from 1st of April 2021 to 31st of May 2021, and the effective date of registration would be 1st of July 2021. The third category, where the annual value of supplies is between 500,000 Oman Riyals and 250,000 Oman Riyals. Your registration timeline would be from 1st of July 2021 to 31st of August 2021, and the effective date of registration would be 1st of October 2021. And finally, the last category, where the annual value of supplies is between 250,000 Oman Riyals and 38,500 Oman Riyals. Your registration timeline would be from 1st of December 2021 to 20th February 2022, and the effective date of registration would be 1st of April 2022. So these are the registration timelines which one should follow under the Oman VAT law. In the previous table, you notice that the first category, where the annual value of supplies exceeds or is expected to exceed 1 million Oman Riyals. The registration timeline was 1st of February 2021 to 15th of March 2021, and the effective date of registration was 16th of April 2021. Even though 15th of March 2021 has been crossed, no issues. Still, the Oman Tax Authority is accepting registration due to the COVID pandemic. Now, let's take a look into who should register for VAT. Every person who has a residence in the Sultanate of Oman, whose actual value of total supplies exceeds the mandatory threshold in the last 12 months, including the current month, should go for VAT registration. Also, a person with a place of residence in Sultanate of Oman, whose expected total value of supplies is to be exceeded the mandatory threshold in the upcoming 12 months, taking the current month also. Also, every person who does not have a place of residence in the Sultanate of Oman but is obliged to pay tax regardless of his income must also go for VAT registration. Next, to compute the total value of supplies, we need to know its components. So according to Oman VAT law, let's take a look at the components of value of supplies. First, we have the taxable value of supplies, both standard rated as well as zero rated, but excluding the supply of capital assets. Second, we have the value of intra-GCC supply of goods and services, which is basically the supply of goods and services within the GCC countries. And finally, the taxable value of goods and services which are subject to reverse charge mechanism. Now we know the components of our annual supply. Next, we should know from what date range we should compute our annual supplies. For this, we have two scenarios: before the VAT law comes into effect and after the VAT law comes into effect. We take a look into before the VAT law comes into effect. So, for actual supplies, before the VAT law comes into effect, your time frame or your date range would be from 1st November 2019 to 31st October 2020. And for expected annual supplies, your date range would be from 1st of October 2020 to 30th September 2021. Now let's take into after the VAT law has come into effect. Your actual supplies made in the actual supplies will be computed from the 12 months preceding, including the current month. And in case of expected annual supplies, the coming 12 months, including the current month. Now we know the total value of our annual supplies and what registration timeline we fit in. And thus we can move forward with the application for VAT registration. All registration applications must be submitted through the electronic portal stated by the Oman Tax Authority. The effective date of registration is the date on which the registration becomes effective, and from that day onwards, the registered person must comply with all taxable provisions, such as issuing tax invoices, keeping accounting records, disclosing the other tax declarations, and other tax obligations to be followed, stated by the Oman Tax Authority. So these are the basic things which should be noted down while going for VAT registration. So this is Joel Bruce signing off. Stay tuned for more videos on Oman VAT law.